The United States is the #1 consumer for cork, and I think you have to think ahead to where your next battle is going to be to protect the cork industry, and that is China. And China is susceptible to what America does, what America consumes, what the French consume. You're right about that very much. You pointed that out, and I think that Hollywood can be, can be very influential in influencing people's ideas. I remember I did a movie a few years back where I was contacted by people who asked me to not have any cigarettes in a movie that I made, and I thought about that, and I said, absolutely, we absolutely will not show any tobacco. And I made sure none of the actors in the movie did. And since the last few years, there's been a huge decrease in children smoking in the United States and overall smoking. So there is an influence. There really is from Hollywood. And for me, when you start to look at cork, it is a win-win situation for everybody. And the thing about it is every culture, every wine in every culture tells a story. It tells a story of the country's culture, of the people. And wine is transformative. Drinking wine is terrific. It changes your mood. It increases the creativity of the speakers, or at least the illusion that it increases it. You can have a conversation with someone and you're thinking, if this person tells one more boring story, I'm going to kill myself. Then after a couple of glasses of wine, you start thinking, you know what? I'm going to try to have sex with this person. The second thought, these stories are fascinating. Sometimes you can have an amazing bottle of wine and you think, God, I have to be creative. There's 3 other people here. How do I get rid of them so I can keep this entire bottle to myself? A good bottle of wine is transformative. It can transform strangers into friends and friends into lifelong friends. And but a screw cap tells no story. There's no romance. No one has ever or will ever keep a screw cap as a memento of an evening's lovemaking. And I don't think they ever will. There's a romance to cork. And when you start looking at beyond that, you can take a look at the 100,000 people here in Portugal whose families depend on them and who work in a sustainable environment. And that cork is completely recyclable and that it protects an important ecosystem. And when you start telling people that, it becomes a no-brainer to why cork should be the leader in this industry. There's always going to be people who want to do things cheaper, and they can have it, and there will always be that attempt. But I think cork needs to continue to step outside, and especially in China, because China is the new battleground. So we have a growing middle class in China right now, and they want a taste of the good life. And part of the good life is a bottle of wine, an affordable, good bottle of wine with a romance to it, and that's what is going to be important. So I think that what cork and the cork industry needs to do is to continue to promote cork as a harmoniously viable product and nature's perfect partner with wine. And I think you're going to continue to do great. Let me see what else I had. I don't have any graphs or charts. I'm sorry. Let me see what else I have here. But making that Save Miguel campaign was interesting because it really didn't have any advertising for it on the internet, but yet over 500,000 people watched it. And I think, besides its beautiful background here in Lisbon and Portugal and up where the cork trees grow, there's a nice story involved that people can really understand. And I think if you can get your story out, that it's helping people, that it helps families, that it's environmentally protective, and I think it's going to be a no-brainer for people to get behind it and want to support this industry, because it's the right thing to do. And I think Australia has seen a dip in their screw caps, and I think like China, like I said, will be a real proving ground. But I think if you can continue to be out front. The cork industry can't stand silent. They have to be active. And they need to partner up with people, and I think people in Hollywood, like myself, would love to sit down and have a nice bottle of wine with all of you. And I'm sure we could talk some sense into them, and I think they'll get behind it. And I think, but being out front, being part of a good promotional campaign that is yearly, not just every 3 years, I think for a small amount of resources will be important to maintain this. And like I said, it's a win-win situation, and I think to continue to be out front with that message will continue to, you see the charts continue to go in Cork's favor. So I'm honored to be here, and thank you very much.